Have you ever pondered who truly holds the reins of power in Ethiopia? Deep in the heart of this African nation, there exists a clandestine society that could be straight from a Hollywood thriller, the Ethiopian Illuminati. But these are no ordinary puppet masters. They don't just pull the strings, they weave the entire tapestry of Ethiopian society. These shadowy figures are not your average citizens. We're talking about the high and mighty of Ethiopia, the top-tier politicians from the ruling party, the influential businessmen who hold the country's purse strings, and other figures lurking in the shadows, pulling the levers of power. They have their fingerprints on everything, from the political landscape to the commercial sector, right down to the media that shapes public opinion. The Ethiopian Illuminati are like puppet masters, deftly controlling the marionettes that are the Ethiopian society. They've got their hands in every pie, manipulating the levers of power and influence. Politics, they've got it wrapped around their little finger. Business, they're the ones writing the checks and calling the shots. Media, they're the spin doctors shaping narratives to suit their agenda. The game they play is as simple as it is diabolical. Their aim is to keep the average Ethiopian in the dark, unaware of the puppeteers pulling the strings behind the scenes. They're the ones tilting the scales in their favor during elections, ensuring they continue to hold the reins of power. They're the puppet masters of the economy, ensuring they stay at the top of the pile while the common folk struggle to climb the ladder. And the media? Well, they've turned it into their personal propaganda machine, expertly spinning tales to align with their twisted narrative. You might ask why? What's their end game? Some say it's a game of power and greed. They want to control Ethiopia as if it were their personal chessboard, moving pieces according to their whims. Others whisper of dark occult practices, of blood and rituals carried out in secret to appease ancient gods. They are the unseen puppet masters, orchestrating every significant event in Ethiopia. What would you say if told that the Ethiopian Illuminati has a sinister plan? A plan so diabolical that it keeps the common folk in the dark while they reap the rewards of their cunning machinations. Imagine a chess game where the powerful figures of the Ethiopian Illuminati are the players moving the pawns across the board. They orchestrate a symphony of deception, manipulating the outcomes of elections like puppeteers pulling strings. They have their hands deep in the political landscape, subtly steering its course to their whims. Elections are no longer the voice of the people, but a prearranged performance, a farce rigged in their favor. And the economy? It's the same story. It's like a well-oiled machine, expertly controlled to ensure the wealth flows into their pockets. They've turned the gears of commerce to serve their interests, making sure they stay perched on their golden thrones while the rest of the country grapples with poverty. They're like the puppet masters of a grand marionette show where the economy dances to their tune. Their influence doesn't stop there. They've got the media wrapped around their fingers. They're virtuosos at twisting the narrative, spinning the truth until it's unrecognizable. The media is their canvas, and they paint a picture that suits their agenda, their version of reality broadcasted to millions. They control what you see, what you hear, what you believe. Now, don't get it twisted. This isn't some dystopian novel or a Hollywood thriller. This is the alleged reality, the diabolical game plan of the Ethiopian Illuminati. They're playing a game where they make the rules, they hold the cards, and they always win. But why do they do it? What's their end game? Is it just about power and wealth? Or is there a darker, more sinister motive? We'll delve into that in the next scene. For now, let's remember this. The common folk remain oblivious, while the Illuminati carry out their clandestine operations. Do you ever wonder why they do it? What's their ultimate goal? Now, that's a question that's been keeping many a curious mind up at night. The motivations of the Ethiopian Illuminati, much like their identities, are shrouded in mystery. However, there are a couple of theories that might just hit the mark. First on the list, as old as time itself, is power and greed. It's the classic motivation, isn't it? This secretive society, comprised of Ethiopia's most influential figures, could be orchestrating this grand scheme simply to maintain and amplify their control. They're not just satisfied with being the puppet masters in the shadows. They want to pull the strings of the entire nation, turning Ethiopia into their personal marionette. But then there's the second theory, which takes a turn for the eerie. Whispers in the dark suggest that there's some obscure occult activity going on behind those closed doors, rituals involving sacrificial offerings of the Amhara and Tigray bloods, perhaps in an attempt to appease some ancient deity. It's a chilling thought, isn't it? A society so entwined in the fabric of the nation, carrying out such sinister deeds. Whether it's power, greed, or something more sinister, the Ethiopian Illuminati have a clear endgame. And whatever it is, they'll stop at nothing to achieve it. Brace yourselves, my friends, for this is just the beginning of the tale. Evidence, you ask? How does one expose a society that is a master of deception? We venture now into the murky depths of the Ethiopian Illuminati's supposed craftiness, their uncanny skill in covering their tracks. The Ethiopian Illuminati, it is said, are no mere amateurs at the art of subterfuge. They are masters, manipulating the strings of society from the shadows and leaving no trace of their presence. They are like a chameleon, blending perfectly into their environment, unseen by the untrained eye. In the political sphere, they allegedly have their loyalists, individuals who would rather bite their tongues off than spill the secrets of this clandestine society. Whistleblowers, those brave souls who dare to expose the truth, are silenced swiftly and effectively. Their voices are drowned out, their accusations dismissed as mere ramblings of the deluded. And the media, that supposed bastion of truth and free speech? A puppet in their hands, allegedly? They control the narrative, spinning tales that suit their agendas. Truth becomes fiction, and fiction truth. Any evidence that points towards their existence is conveniently lost, or dismissed as the product of overactive imaginations. They are, in essence, illusionists of the highest order, creating a world where truth is an elusive phantom. Their greatest trick? Convincing the world they don't exist. In a world where truth is stranger than fiction, the Ethiopian Illuminati may just be the greatest illusionists of all.